Welcome to TV Africa News. This is Africa Today. My name is Nahawe Kajura. First are the headlines.
In the news today, opposition leaders agree on the 2021 general elections. Kenya's Chief Justice David Maraga retires. Also today, US undemocratic policies revealed. Stadiums to have half capacity of fans. These and more stories in our bulletin.
With only one day to the general elections in Uganda, opposition party leaders involved in the 2021 presidential elections have agreed on a joint effort to deny the incumbent president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, a straight victory and guarantee a reunion.
Speaking to journalists today at a joint press conference at Hotel Africana in Kampala, the opposition party leaders said that they agreed that a rerun would be possible if votes for individual presidential candidates are well protected. The Alliance for National Transformation presidential candidate and once ruling party, General Mugisha Muntu, has appealed to Ugandans to turn up in big numbers to go and cast their vote. The joint press conference was also attended by Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu of the National Unity Platform. Patrick Oboy Amriat of the Ssentamu appealed to the Electoral Commission to organize a peaceful and free election that will benefit all Ugandans.
The East African Community Election Observer Mission to Uganda has called upon political actors to avoid acts of violence and provocation of security agencies which may lead to violence and chaos. We have more of the story.
On the election day and thereafter, I urge all political actors to avoid incitement and acts of provocation so as to ensure that the election is peaceful and ends amicably.
Speaking during the flagging off of the East African Community Election Observer Mission of the 2021 Uganda general elections to different parts of the country at Imperial Royal Hotel in Kampala, the former president of Burundi, His Excellency Domitien Ndayizeye, called upon the media to exercise their social responsibility by reporting objectively.
74 observers from the East African Community Election Observation Mission to the 14th January 2021 presidential and parliamentary elections in the Republic of Uganda.
A group of 74 election observers from East Africa were deployed to different parts of the country ahead of the 14th January general elections that has seen 11 candidates vying for the top seat in Uganda.
In our assessment of the electoral process, we will be guided by the democratic principle of value outlined in the African Charter for Democracy, elections and good governance, and the ERC principle for election, observation, and evaluation. I want to thank the people of Uganda for, by and large, conducting themselves with maturity during the election campaign period.
The Uganda Communications Commission has said that it has not ruled out placing restrictions on communication channels ahead of the Thursday general elections.
The Commission's position was revealed by UCC spokesperson Ibrahim Bossa, where he revealed that although UCC hasn't received any directive to switch off internet, it is monitoring the situation. He added that although there are situations where the states have been forced to block the internet during elections, like the case of the 2016 general elections, he said that the same drastic measure isn't taken in the 2021 general elections. He also denied UCC having a hand on the slow internet Ugandans are experiencing, blaming it on the much traffic online because many people around the world are interested in elections.
Let's go for a short break. Don't go away. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, The Right to Know. Heading to Kenya, Kenya's Chief Justice David Magara, whose 5-year tenure was marked by a historical nullification of presidential election results in 2017 and subsequent public flights with the executive, has retired from the opposition. We have more of this story by Nalugo.
Maraga, the country's 14th Chief Justice and the second under its new constitution, took over in 2016 after the early retirement of his predecessor, William Mutunga. Unlike Mutunga, a lawyer who had not served in the judiciary before his appointment in 2011, Maraga had been a judge for 13 years. In his farewell speech, Maraga said political stability in his nation can only be guaranteed if the rule of law reigns. Without the rule of law, nobody will be safe in this country. Say no to impunity and maintain the rule of law. In 2017, Chief Justice Maraga is remembered for his remarkable judgment in the Supreme Court that led to the nullification of the August elections. The decision put him at loggerheads with President Kenyatta, who told a public forum that he would revisit the issue.
France's military said on Friday its troops had returned to the scene of an airstrike in central Mali to confirm that only jihadists had been targeted after villagers claimed a wedding had been hit. We have more of this story. Controversy erupted over the operation after several residents of the remote village of Bounty said that up to 20 people had been killed in an attack on Sunday, an account so different from the French army's speculation of two separate attacks in the area at the same time. Several villagers had told TV Africa that a wedding party in Bounty came under fire on Sunday from a single unidentified helicopter. A cultural association that promotes Mali's Fulani ethnic group said that around 20 civilians were killed by the French soldiers who have been in this area for some time. The region is the epicenter of a deadly Islamist offensive that began in Mali in 2012 with the support of the whites and then advanced into neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger, inflaming ethnic tensions along the way. Congregational Democrats began their drive to force President Donald Trump from office this week, with a House vote on articles of impeachment expected as early as Wednesday. We have more of this story by Nalugo. Now let's go for a short break. Don't go away.
Consciously, that the change brought about by African National Congress is not a domination of our neighbors. We are there to bring about equality. We want stability within the region. And that stability will be done not by domination of any form, but equality and competition on the spheres of economy. The leadership of the ANC over decades was based on collective leadership. And any of the present members of the National Executive can take a lead and be successful. I take into account the fact that people can never be equal. Mandela has got a universal approach which is today accepted the world over. To reach that position isn't going to be easy, but it's not the other way around. It doesn't mean to say that because you no longer have Mandela, then that chaos will follow in the country. That's not correct. That's not the nature of the leadership we've developed over years.
Born in Agribo area of Transkei on 18th May 1912, the same year the forerunner of the ANC was formed, Sisulu's father was a visiting white foreman supervising a black road gang, and his mother was a local Xhosa woman. Sisulu was raised by his mother and uncle, the local headman. Walter Sisulu's mixed heritage and lighter skin was influential in his early social development. He felt distance from his peers and rejected the differential attitudes his family showed towards South Africa's white administration. Sisulu attended the local Anglican Missionary Institute, but dropped out after 4th grade in 1927 at the age of 15 to find work at a Johannesburg dairy to help support his family. He returned to the Transkei later that year to attend the Xhosa initiation ceremony and achieve adult status. Walter Sisulu was a South African anti-apartheid activist, member of the African National Congress, and one of the foremost influences in South African politics. In 1944, along with Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela, he joined the ANC Youth League, founded by Anthony Lamberti, initially becoming the treasurer. Throughout his political career, he fought against black-on-black violence between ANC and IFP. In 1964, he he was sentenced to life and imprisoned on Robben Island alongside Nelson Mandela. He spent 26 years in jail and was released in 1989 at the age of 77. He campaigned in the first true multiracial elections in South Africa in 1994 and saw his dream of black majority rule fulfilled. He retired after the election, though he kept an office at ANC headquarters where he would drop in from time to time. He was also known for his doting marriage to Albertina Sisulu, a fellow freedom fighter. Walter Sisulu received a special state funeral on 17th May 2003.
Africa is the origin of humanity.
1776 in Germany, European leading scientists sat together. At the time they knew that humanity started in Africa at the foothills of the mountains of the moon.
Africa is the origin of high technical civilization.
We are noble Europeans. We cannot colonize Africa, which created a civilization like that of ancient Egypt or ancient Ethiopia. No! So what do we need to do? We need to demonize the African, to say that he has no soul and he actually never created a civilization, but we have a problem.
Because of white domination, everything has been changed, leading to black inferiority and self-hate. To reclaim what was ours and get back on top, join Dr. Chiurankuba in the restorationist series Wahene Mesu, showing on TV Africa Channel 45 every day at 9 p.m.
Welcome back from the break. You are still watching TV Africa, the right to know. Now, in our business news today, Kampala Capital City Authority has revealed that 800 SACCOs in Kampala and Wakiso are to benefit from the presidential initiative on wealth and job creation with a membership of 10 to 15 associations. Speaking to the press at Uganda Media Center in Kampala today, State Minister for Kampala, Benny Namugwanya, revealed that the first batch of 140 SACCOs from Kampala and Wakiso have received funding worth 4.2 billion shillings and others are being processed.
Under the program, beneficiaries up to 30 in number will form associations, and the associations in turn form SACCOs. Each SACCO receives 30 million shillings.
Namugwanya said that the initial estimated budget was 260 billion shillings, but 50 billions was later added. Namugwanya called upon the public to utilize the funds to start small businesses.
Yesterday, even this morning, the roads which are being graded. So the first batch of 140 SACCOs from Kampala have received the funding worth 4 billion shillings, 240 millions. And as I've said, others are yet to receive. In the case of Wakiso District, the expected number of SACCOs is 486. Our target, we are targeting 486 SACCOs for Wakiso, and so far 300 of it. Let us be mindful that our hard-built businesses and our hard-earned savings cannot be at stake. Let's make sure that we behave in the right way in order to make sure that we protect what we've earned already and we secure what we already have. As you are
Noted that it will help curb the problem of unemployment in the country. In our health news today, Benin held its annual Voodoo Festival on Sunday without the usual grand processions after authorities of the West African country banned large gatherings because of the coronavirus pandemic. We have more of this story by Nalugo.
a religion born in the kingdom of Dahomey in the West African country of Benin and built around the forces of nature and the link with ancestors, whose representations can be objects or natural elements. Voodoo, as it is locally referred, has around tens of millions of practitioners. With a hierarchy of deities and tribal spirits of nature, the ancestral religion uses fetishes, magical practices, and healing remedies believed to be divine, and revered ancestors are believed to live alongside the living. Large processions are usually held in different towns, but coronavirus restrictions put in place by authorities see celebrations this year significantly scaled down in Cotonou and on Grand Popo Beach. January 10th was declared an annual public holiday by President Matthew Keroku in 1998 to celebrate this expression of spirituality in the country.
Now, in our sports news today, Cameroon Sports Ministry has announced plans to allow fans attend games at the African Nations Championship amidst the coronavirus pandemic. The ministry said that up to 25% of fans will be allowed into the stadium for the group stages. We have more of this story by Kagwa.
Africa's football governing body CAF has given the green light, allowing fans to be allowed to access the stadiums for CHAN 2020 competition after Cameroon showed excellent management of the spread of the virus. The CHAN tournament, which was initially scheduled to take place in April 2020, will finally take place between January 16th to February 7th in 4 cities in the Central African nation. The number is expected to rise to 50% for the semi-finals and finals. The Uganda Cranes get their campaign underway on Monday, January 18th against Rwanda at the Stade de la Reunification in Douala, before they face Togo on January 22nd. They will play Morocco in their final group game on January 26th and will hope that they will have accumulated enough points to jump over the first hurdle.
Now, before we end our bulletin, let's have a recap of our top stories.
In the news today, opposition leaders agree on the 2021 general elections. Kenya's Chief Justice David Maraga retires. Also today, US undemocratic policies revealed. Stadiums to have half capacity of fans. These and more stories in our bulletin.
That was the news on TV Africa. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. More programs coming up.
This is Africa, and that was the news.